Te lo doy $300, por favor. Ven a buscarme. Ay, me agarraron, compadre, agarraron a mi hija, agarraron a mi mamá, a mi esposa. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All the people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything. I'm struggling a lot today. You don't see all these videos of the hate going around with this mass deportation. And it hurts my heart because, you voted for who you voted for. But why so much hate? Like, how can you mock the kids that are losing their parents? Or the parents that are losing their kids, living in constant fear for what may happen to your friends and your family, and even people that you see on social media. It hurts. It hurts. Because why is there so much hate? Why do you have to be this way?
Okay, is anybody else getting really emotional watching all of these protests go around the world, even close by? Whenever I hear that song.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'll be doing fine wherever you are. This is a presenter, Ginger Kistori, said I'm hoping that you're fine. Now, in today's video, we're going to be discussing something a little bit important. As you know, something to do with the Latino community and what's been transpiring all along in the Latino community. Now, as you know, there has been a recent escalation in U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Some of you call it ICE, I call it ICE operation, which have led to widespread concern and fear within the Latino community, right, across the United States. The intensified raids and deportation have disrupted daily life for many, leading to a significant anxiety and uncertainty. And I'm really sorry for all the Latinos that are going through this. But at the end of the day, what has happened, and a lot of things are being said, and a lot of theories to discuss about this. And I'm here to discuss about how devastating this could be, and again with the consequences of the choices that people made. Because just recently before the election, you know what happened? People made their choice, people voted for, they voted for. But as the result turns out, it didn't turn well to majority of the Latinos. Because as it is to be seen what is transpiring right now, I believe that some of Latinos who voted for Mr. Donald Trump are already regretting what they chose or the choices that they made. And I think that this video is so important for the coming history times, for the coming marking history relationship with Black people, because as a matter of fact, I could see majority of Black people knowing already who they're dealing with or what they're dealing with, and they made their choice in regards to what they thought was right. And as a result, they also tried to talk to a group of people from the Latino community to make them understand what's really happening in the community. But as it turns out, majority of the Latinos didn't want to hear this, and as a result, this is what happened. And what's really happening, I know it's devastating, and I'm really sorry that this is happening. It is something that we don't celebrate, but I think it comes with a lesson that something sometimes you've been told something, you need to take heed, you need to hear, you need to understand what you've been told, because it's really important for you to, take notes of what somebody's really telling you. And I understand the history that Black people has had in the United States is way much longer with the Latinos. So I believe that they understand the struggles, but at the end, by the end of the day, some of the Latinos who voted for Mr. Donald Trump, did what they did. But I understand some people voted for different reasons. But at the end of the day, I think it could have been better if they could have listened to Black folks. Now, I want us to watch this video. I'll be back and then we'll have a proper discussion in regards to this. If you're watching this video for the first time, I'll most definitely appreciate you subscribe to our channel, join our membership. I really get so it can offer you. If you wish to buy me a coffee, you can check out my Cash App account. It's on my bio. I'll most definitely appreciate it. Now let's get into the video. I'll be back.
children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything. I'm struggling a lot today. Seeing all these videos of the hate going around with this mass deportation. And it hurts my heart because, you voted for who you voted for. But why so much hate? How can you mock the kids that are losing their parents? Or the parents that are losing their because, you voted for who you voted for. But why so much hate? How can you mock the kids that are losing their parents? Or the parents that are losing their kids? Living in constant fear for what may happen to your friends and your family, and even people that you see on social media. It hurts. It hurts. Because why is there so much hate? Why do you have to be this way?
Okay, is anybody else getting really emotional watching all of these protests go around the world, even close by? Whenever I hear that song, the song, the Mexican anthem song right now, and the Mexican flags, and people singing together of all races. God, my heart, it makes me tear up. I posted a video yesterday. I know a lot of us right now are feeling just completely disappointed and devastated. And I just want you to know, don't let those feelings overcome what is fact. Yes, there are quite a few people that hate Mexicans, but also there are quite a lot more that love us. They love the culture, they love the language, they love the music, the food, everything, and they're going to stand with us, okay? So don't feel completely abandoned, because we're not abandoned. And like I said, Mexicans, we are pinches chingones, cabrones. Like, we always, anytime we fall down, we cry, but we get our asses right back up and keep on going. And that's never, ever gonna change. So you can hate Mexican all you want to, doesn't matter. People love us, and we're here to stay no matter what happens.
PSA, the deportation's happening. It's not a controversial or sensitive subject. For those who are staying there right now, it's not that deep. You either believe in humanity and you have empathy, or you don't. It's never been that complicated. All these people getting deported right now, it's like breaking my heart. That could have been you. That could be you.
In a sweeping escalation of immigration enforcement, U.S. federal authorities have intensified deportation efforts across multiple states, particularly in Texas. Over the past weekend, hundreds of individuals were arrested in large-scale operations involving ICE, the FBI, DEA, and CBP. Officials claim the focus is on potentially dangerous criminal aliens, though concerns remain that longtime residents and law-abiding individuals may also be targeted. The crackdown follows President Trump's directive to significantly increase deportation rates, setting a goal of at least 1,500 arrests per day.
Hi everybody, how's everyone doing? We are experiencing firsthand the effects of the new policies that have been put into place by the current administration in my neighborhood. ICE did a raid near my daughter's high school this past Sunday. There's a Brazilian market near her school, and 2 immigrants were picked up. So the report said. My 16-year-old daughter has been telling me that there are people who are absent from her classes who are Latino. I've been hearing that this has been happening across the country, and it is happening right here in Philadelphia, that Hispanic children are afraid to come to school. My daughter tells me that some of her friends have not been there this week, and that those people are Latino students. It's really upsetting to think that they have yet another reason to be afraid to go to school. These kids are already afraid to go to school because of the gun violence, and I talk about that a lot on my page, but now they're also afraid of immigration. And the sad thing is that just brown families in general are afraid of it, whether they're immigrants or not, because they're picking up citizens as well who look the part of immigrants. Puerto Ricans have reported being picked up for speaking Spanish. Native Americans even have been reported being picked up, which has so many layers of ludicrousness that I can't even begin to unpack it. It's disconcerting to see it happening around you, something that you're hearing about on the news, to actually see it going down in your own neighborhood and at your child's school just makes it so much more real. We have to do something about this. People can't live this way. It's only been a few days. It's only been 10 days. And we've got 4 years to go.
Here are 3 reasons why what's happening right now with the ICE raids is terrifying. Now, I usually come on here and talk about being a candle maker and the process of making candles, or how to make sure wax melts last longer, or how to remove wax. And all of those things are great and still align with who I am. But as a Hispanic woman, honestly, y'all, I'm having a really hard time right now in this country. And there's many reasons why I feel this way, but I want to give you 3 real examples why I find this so troubling. The first one, I have a girlfriend of mine that lives in Atlanta, Georgia, who is also a Hispanic woman. And yesterday she sent me a text letting me know that there was an ICE raid in the MARTA, and that she was terrified to be targeted because of the way she looks. Because when you're Hispanic, I can't hide this. I'm Hispanic through and through. And so now you're targeting American citizens, or quite honestly just human beings, because of the way that we look. How's that right? I have another girlfriend who was telling me that in her community, there is a lot of not only Hispanics, but Asian Americans, Korean community, who are a little afraid to send their kids to school because ICE raids are now happening in elementary schools. How do you explain that to a kid? How do you live in fear that you're going to send your kid to school and your kid may not come back? Or that your kid might sort of point them to you where you are, when all you've done is come to this country and work hard. Now, I know this is controversial, and I know that there's a lot of people that are probably going to give me hate about this and tell me all of the reasons why immigrants are taking jobs and all of that. And if that's you, I respect your opinion, but quite frankly, I don't want to hear it out here, because I hear that opinion every single day. And I'm trying to build a community who sees each other, not by the color of our skin, but as human beings who deserve to be respected and treated with kindness. And the third thing, out of the many things that is currently weighing heavy on my heart, and I find extremely troubling in this sentiment, or this time that we're living in our country, is the amount of hate and separation that we are feeding into as a society. At the end of the day, you and I, we are human beings here living our lives every day, trying to love, trying to work, trying to build our dreams. And it breaks my heart that we're so separated. It shouldn't be that way. So these things are weighing heavy on my mind. I'm sorry you're not hearing about candles today, maybe tomorrow, but I felt like I needed to be authentic and say something because it's a really sad time here in the country, and it's hard. It's hard not to feel charged and sad and angry and upset and all of the things. So if that is you today, I want you to know you're not alone. And let's support one another. Let's build each other up. Let's model positivity. Let's be kind and let's love one another.
Okay, so I've kind of
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, starting at verse 1. It says, "Woe to the crown of pride, to the drunkards of Ephraim," which is the northern kingdom, you so-called Latinos and Native Americans and Seminole Indians, "whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine."
First and foremost, I'd like to give all the honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makakadosh. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching His word with 100% truth and sincerity, and unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayat Adaladah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations.
So,
What you see here on the screen is a video from the YouTube channel called Eugene DocuSeries, which is really Eugene from Kenya. And the title of this video says, 61% Latinos for Trump regret voting and have outcry, ask blacks to join hands in their protection.
okay, so
We all know since Trump's, since he's gotten office, even before he got in office, there were ICE raids everywhere, okay? Picking up these so-called illegals, when really this is their land, okay? But ultimately, this is judgment from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, the Northern Kingdom right now is going through it, and it's soon to be the Southern Kingdom next. So you so-called, Negroes, West Indies, and Haitians, don't think you're exempt from this. They're looking at you too. But right now, the Northern Kingdom is catching hell. Okay.
So I'm going to read verse 1 again, Isaiah 28:1. "Woe to the crown of pride, to the drunkards of Ephraim, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine." Okay, verse 2. "Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand." Verse 3. "The crown of pride, the drunkards of Ephraim, shall be trodden under feet."
Okay, so, the Lord hath that mighty and strong one, okay, which is Esau, Edom's, his military, his police force, right, which is going around hunting these illegals, so to speak, deporting them, apprehending them, separating the kids from the families, causing a lot of stress, discouragement, anger, okay? But, ultimately, like I said, this is judgment from the Lord, man. You so-called Latinos, you the majority of you that voted for Trump, you got what you got what you wanted. You got what you, this is, you ultimately got what you deserved. You should have known better than to trust this man, knowing that he does not like you. And now, Ephraim, the Northern Kingdom, you guys are
You guys are catching hell. Not knowing when the next day you may wake up and ICE is right at your doorstep. They kick the door, you open the door and there they are. Ready to put you in handcuffs and take you off somewhere. Okay. Verse 4. Isaiah 28:4. And the glorious beauty which is on the head of the fat valley shall be a fading flower, and as the hasty fruit before the summer. Which when he that looketh upon it seeth it, while it is yet in his hand, he eateth it up. Verse 5. In that day shall the Lord of hosts be for a crown of glory and a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people. And a diadem of beauty is talking about a crown. A crown of glory unto the residue. Residue meaning remnant of his people, the elect. And some of you, these so-called Latinos and Hispanics that came over here, from, across the border, some of you are of the elect. Okay? Verse 6, and for a spirit of judgment to him that sitteth in judgment, and for strength to them that turn the battle to the gate. Verse 7, but they also have erred through wine and through strong drink are out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. That strong drink, what is that? That's philosophy, worldly philosophy. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. So, these prophets that, that have erred out of the way of the truth, they stumble in judgment, following after the ways of these other nations, philosophy, being merry and wine bibbers, being drunkards, okay, not taking things seriously and not using spiritual discernment. They stumble in judgment. They don't make those logical, spiritual decisions. Verse 8, for all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean. Yeah. Full of vomit and filthiness, abomination, unrighteousness, iniquity. So you Northern Kingdom tribes, man, you starting to understand not to trust this devil. In fact, let's get that in the book of Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, starting at verse 10. And it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Okay? Also, the scriptures also say, can a leopard change his spots? Hell no, they can't. Okay? You can't change this devil. He's not going to change what he really thinks and feels about you, Jake. Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. So, you can't be buddy-buddy with this devil. You can't. Okay? He is destined and ultimately designed by the Heavenly Father to be our sworn enemy. You can't join hand in hand with them, okay? You can't the righteous cannot fellowship with the wicked. Verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So, you Latin tribes, man, this is what you get for, trying to, be buddy-buddy with Esau, Edom. And now you're starting to understand. You had to learn the hard way. Verse 14, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? So, who the hell is going to feel sorry for you guys? You should have known better. After all this time, after what this devil has done through his process of doing things, he's a colonizer. He doesn't want you to be equal with him. He doesn't want you to be his friend. All he wants is for you to be gone, Jake. Gone. Not even be beneath him. He just wants you gone. So we don't feel sorry for you Latin tribes for voting for this devil, thinking that just because you're of a lighter skin tone than your Southern Kingdom brothers and sisters that, hey, as that old saying goes, if you're black, you get back. If you're brown, stick around. If you're white, you're all right. Just because you're of a lighter shade of melanin than your Southern Kingdom brethren doesn't mean you get the one up. Esau, Edom still hates you. He still sees you as a nigga. Just a Spanish-speaking nigga. Verse 15, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. So, when he sees that you're weak and vulnerable, he's not going to hesitate to capitalize and do what he can to get you out the way. Verse 16, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find an opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Verse 18, he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. So after all this time, this devil, he just pretended to be your friend, like he cared. But deep down, inwardly, you're an eyesore to him. And he played you Latin, he played you Hispanics for fools. And we've been telling you time and time again not to trust this devil. But now you have to pay the price, which is judgment, because you didn't listen the first time. So this is the end result. Going back to Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So, woe to the rebellious children that take counsel, but not after me. So you take counsel after the ways of man, but not after the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that you may add sin upon sin. So all your iniquity just keeps piling up, one after another. And it's, there's going to come a very huge price to pay. Verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So, you guys, you come over here to America seeking opportunity, a better life, this and that, but it's all a big scam. There is no future here. Okay, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai on the left-hand side is using Esau, Edom to show you that this is, he's to show you that this is not your rest. This is not the time for you to prosper. Okay? Verse 3. And this is Egypt all over again. We're in bondage. We're still in prison. We're not free. We're not prospering. Verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So there you go. Trusting in Egypt will be your shame. And your confusion. So what more do I need to say? Verse 4. For his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes. 5. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be an help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. Verse 6. The burden of the beast of the south in the land of trouble and anguish, from whence came the young and old lion, the viper, and fiery flying serpent. They will carry their riches up on the shoulders of young asses, and their treasures upon the bunches of camels, to a people that shall not profit them. So, you Latin tribes coming over here with all your stuff, like I said before, trying to seek a better life, more, better opportunities to try and live a better life, right? You come all the way up here, crossing the border to get into America to try to build a so-called better life. Chasing the bag, chasing after the American dream. There's a reason why it's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it. It's all a snare, it's all a trap, it's all a scam. And sadly, you Northern Kingdom tribes, you fell for it. You Latin tribes, specifically. Verse 7, for the Egyptians shall help in vain, and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still. Verse 8, now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. 9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So there you go. The Egyptians shall help in vain. These people are not going to help you. They want you out. They want you gone. Okay? I don't, it's a damn shame that it's taken this long for you Latin tribes to understand and see this. And and for you Southern Kingdom and for you Southern Kingdom tribes, you may be laughing at your Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters, but you're next. This is just the beginning. And make no mistake, this devil, he knows who you are. He knows who and what you really are. All right. This is Isaiah 31:1, and it says, "Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord." So this is ultimately judgment. This is ultimately judgment from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Now let's continue through the rest of this video, and I'll close out. This wasn't meant to be a long lesson, but I just wanted to get to the point that this is only the beginning of Jacob's trouble, and it's only going to get worse. So prepare yourselves.
I've had a hard couple of days. And I almost want to cry when I think about or see all these ICE raids that are happening. My dad crossed over from Mexico when he was, I want to say about 13, 14 years old. And he came over here just like many other immigrants to make a better life for himself. And with that, he has done tremendous, amazing things. And I would not be like the person I am without him and without my mother. And my mom, her dad also crossed over and was an immigrant, and her grandparents were immigrants, and my mom married an immigrant. And I just think about like the fear that many U.S. citizens, people born here, like don't have any family that was immigrants. I don't think they realize the fear that immigrants live in. The fear of possibly having to go back to a country that is unsafe, a country that is very poor, a country that does not have the opportunities that America has. Yes, of course, like, we go to Cancun, we go to Tulum, we go to Puerto Vallarta, we go, like, Americans, U.S. citizens, they go to those beautiful places and they go, oh, well, I would love to come back here, but that's not all of Mexico. That's not all of these other Hispanic countries. That is not how it is. I've here in America, I've never had to live in fear of when my next meal will be. I've never had to live in fear of, will my only future be a housewife? And will my only future be just having kids and no opportunities as a woman? I have never had to live in fear of, am I going to wake up the next day, or am I going to be killed by the cartel? I have never had to live in fear of, okay, once my kid gets a certain age, they're gonna cross over to another country and I may never see them again. I have never had to live in that fear, nor will I ever have to. And so it is so hard to see like these ICE raids and seeing hardworking Hispanics, hardworking men and women have to be taken back to a country that they purposely left because they didn't see the opportunities or feel safe to be there. That's scary, that's sad. And then I hear about possibly taking away citizenship if your parents were illegal and you were born here. I think of family members that I have that have never been to where our family lives in Mexico. And how can they go back over there not knowing the culture, not knowing how it is over there when they've grown up here? And I've tried to, I guess, kind of comprehend, like, yes, I understand that there are immigrants here that don't contribute, that are doing horrible things, causing crime. I understand that, but how many of them, of the immigrants that come, are actually here to help our economy, to help work here, to help, how many of them have had children that have revolutionized America? Like, how many, like, it's just, I just can't imagine living in that fear. And I hope that people can see that, yes, I understand that there is, like, I understand that some immigrants are causing crime, that some immigrants are doing this. Like, I understand that, I see that. I can, like, acknowledge that. But what I cannot see, what can I not acknowledge, is how you can go to farms, how you can go to a job site, how you can go to a school and think it is okay to just take all those people and send them where they've never grown up. or where they've purposely left. And so I hope this hits a platform of people that I guess stand behind what I'm saying and can see or be open to see how things are. As a Latina, where I have gone to visit where my dad is from, Mexico, and I've grown up here in America, like, I'm always grateful. Like, I love my culture and I love my roots, but I've always been grateful that I was born over here, because I don't think people, like, I never realized how much opportunities I've had over here as a woman. I've had the chance to go to school, to not have to marry young, to not have to have kids right away, to have the chance to live my life for me, and not for knowing, oh, well, my destiny is just to be a wife and just to have kids. I have never had to be like that. And
Well, that's the American dream. And what's part of the American dream that's got a lot of you Israelite women all fucked up? Feminism. All right? I'm going to get this scripture here in Isaiah 32. Verse 9, and it says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." Verse 10, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." 11, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip ye and make ye bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins." 12, "They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine." Okay? You women, particularly you Israelite women, because of feminism, you women have been having it so easy over here. Esau, Edom has been giving you all these fucking benefits, all these government programs and all this and that, just so you can have that good life. And now this devil is taking all of that away from you. Now you're starting to feel that sting of being uncomfortable now, because slowly but surely, gradually on the left side of the Lord, he's taking all of this shit away from you. And it's making you feel uncomfortable. It's making you feel scared. It's making you wonder what's going to happen next. And, you know, this is what happens. Okay? Ultimately, Israel as a whole, both men and women, you know, we're starting to feel the pain. You 2/3, you're starting to feel the pain. Only the elect are going to make it out of this, because we don't trust in the shadow of Egypt, which is America. We trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, our Creator, our King, our Savior, our power. We don't put our faith and trust in man. And the scriptures do say, woe unto them that put their faith and trust in man and in his arm. You know, his military might, his technology. No. Those of the sincere believers and of the hopeful elect, we don't trust in that shit. You know, this is the price you have to pay for your disobedience and your rebelliousness. Hook, line, and sucker. They sold you a dream, and yet now look what's happening. So, like I said, man, well, not me, but the prophets have been telling you, know, be ready. Prepare for some perilous and hard times, man. This is what it's coming to. You know, this is, and let's see here, this is Lamentations, chapter I'm going to start at chapter 2, verse 1, and it says, "How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger." Verse 2, The Lord hath swallowed up all the habitations of Jacob, and hath not pitied. He hath thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. Excuse me. He hath brought them down to the ground. He hath polluted the kingdom of the princes thereof. Okay. Verse 3, he hath cut off in his anger, in his fierce anger, all the horn of Israel. He hath drawn back his right hand from before the enemy. And he burned against Jacob like a flaming fire, which devoured round about. Okay. So, like I said, this is just the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble. Right now, it's starting with you Northern Kingdom tribes. It's going to eventually follow to the Southern Kingdom tribes. Okay? And you know what? Some of the Southern Kingdom tribes are getting it just right now. I remember watching a video where a Haitian, a guy from Haiti, a Levite, he said, F Trump. I'm not going back to Haiti yet while he was being deported. So, right now the main target is you Northern Kingdom tribes, but a little bit of the Southern Kingdom's getting it too. Once again, never trust thine enemy. And besides, as far as you women are concerned, you're not meant to be independent and live a life without a man, okay? In those days, you're gonna need a man. And yes, you were created for man's sake. So yes, you're destined to be a wife, to have children, stay at home, take care of the house, raise the kids. Okay, chasing after this dream of being an independent woman without a man, doing all this and doing all that, being all you can be, it's all bullshit. And gradually, the Lord is going to reduce you back to your natural habitat as a woman, where you're feminine, where you need a man.
I've never had to worry about, I've just never had to worry about a lot of things in my life. And seeing these ice raids has really opened my eyes to how fortunate I am. And I just pray that all these people that are getting sent back, that they know that, I've appreciated them. And that I wish I could take them and help them. And I'm just I am just so grateful for all the immigrants that are over here that are working outside in this cold weather, for all the immigrants that are doing jobs that Americans do not want to do. I'm grateful for them. And some people may not agree with my views, and that's okay. That's the part of having freedom of speech and freedom of views and things like that. I understand, but I just hope that if you watch this video, you are open to seeing that this is not okay. It's not. And yeah, that's all I have to say. And I love my fellow Latinos, and Viva Mexico. And I hope that we are who can make a change out here. I really hope we are.
Lamentations chapter 3, verse 40, verse 42. It says, we have transgressed and have rebelled, thou hast not pardoned. 43, thou hast covered with anger and persecuted us, thou hast slain, thou hast not pitied. 44, thou hast covered thyself with a cloud, that our prayers should not pass through. 45, thou hast made us as the offscouring and refuge in the midst of the people. 46, all our enemies have opened their mouths against us. 47, fear and a snare is come upon us, desolation and destruction. So there you go. This is heavy judgment is starting to begin. This is just the beginning. We don't know how much longer the door of mercy is going to be open, so repent now.
I have worked in immigration for the last, about 9 years, and I can never support Trump because of his inhumane immigration policies, point blank, period. I don't care if he has
the potential to improve the economy. To me, the economy is not the main concern. I care more about the way human beings are being treated, specifically immigrants coming into the United States. I've worked in immigration law under the Obama administration, the first Trump administration, the Biden administration, and now under Trump's second term. You know what Obama did? He created DACA. You know what the first Trump administration did? Separated children from their mothers at the border. Babies. The Trump administration got sued. And to this day, there's how many, 100,000 kids still missing, unaccounted for, that have yet to be reunited with their mother. And the Biden administration did establish some hurdles for asylum seekers, absolutely. However, the general vibe in the immigration field under Biden it had a much more humanitarian approach to it. Specifically with DHS being more amenable to dismissing cases. Now it's the complete opposite. The immigration vibe under Trump is hostile, literally hostile. We had a client where we emailed DHS asking them if they would be willing to dismiss our client's case. She has been here over 10 years, has 3 kids that are United States citizen, minor children. She's a single parent, their primary breadwinner. She has no criminal record. She's not an enforcement priority. If they would just be willing to throw her case out. On June 18th, DHS says, absolutely, we agree. She's not an enforcement priority. We will be willing to dismiss her case. By the time the office reopened Tuesday, January 21st, we got another email from DHS saying, sorry, we can no longer offer PD and dismiss this case. The enforcement priorities have changed. So you're telling me that under the Trump administration, anyone who is undocumented is an enforcement priority. Even a mother who has no criminal record, who has lived over 10 years in the United States, has 3 minor United States citizen children, she's an enforcement priority. She has to.
Okay, so this video is for all of the influencers or even anyone in general.
Anyway, I'm going to close out with this. This is Isaiah 19:4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua host. Okay, so that cruel Lord is turning out to look like it's Trump. In fact, look, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, man, is showing you what, who the devil is. So, Jake, wake up. Alright, you can watch the rest of this video on your own time. So once again, it's entitled 61% Latinos for Trump regret voting and have outcry, and ask blacks to join hands in their protection. And with that, I hope that this was edifying to the body and to the few sincere believers and listeners. And in closing, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching His word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Ba'ath Adawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwame Sharala, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom, Barakatam.